Hello everybody. So today I want to talk about calculus, the topic that is about differential equations. So now I want to show you how to answer. In this one, we need to create about complementary solution and particular solution. So for this one, I will put about yc equals to e to the power of lambda s. Later that we do first the derivative of yc, and we have lambda e to the power of lambda s. So we do first the derivative of this one. So we need to keep the same e to the power of lambda s. Later that we do first the derivative of lambda s. You got lambda. Now we go to second derivative of yc, and we have lambda square e to the power of lambda s. Because this is about complementary solution, so I will put this one equals to number 0. So I will put this one gone here. This one gone here, and this one gone here. So we have lambda square e to the power of lambda s minus number 3 lambda e to the power of lambda s plus number 2 e to the power of lambda s. Now we can do about factorization by e to the power of lambda s. So we have lambda square minus number 3 lambda plus number 2. So we need to find the solutions of this one. So for this one, we have lambda equals to number 2 and lambda equals to number 1. After we have this one, I will have yc equals to c number 1, that is about constant number 1 e to the power of 2s. So we need to change lambda into number 2, and we have c number 2 e to the power of lambda s. We change lambda into number 1, so we have s in here. Now after we have this one, we go back to particular solution. So we see that we have e to the power of s. That is similar for this one. So in this situation, I will put about yb equals to 8, because we have the number 1 that is about the constant, and we have b s e to the power of s. Because we have same of this one, that's why we need to multiply by s. Now we need to put first the derivative of yb. So this one, you got number 0 because this is about the constant. So for this one, we need to do first the derivative of s. We have number 1, so we have e to the power of s. Later that we do first the derivative of this one. We have s e to the power of s. Now we go to second derivative, and now we have like this. Next, we need to put everything gone here, and we have like this. So I will put this one gone here, this one gone here, and this one gone here. So we have like this. So this one we can simplify, or we have been here. So if we simplify, we have this one. Now we need to compare it by the terms. So we see that we have e to the power of s. So that means coefficient of this one we have number 1. This one we have negative b. So negative b equals to number 1. And now b equals to negative number 1. We have number 1. So number 1 equals to 2a. So 8 equals to 1 over 2. Now we put a and b go back in here. So for this one, we have 1 over 2 minus s e to the power of s. And now we put this one and this one. So we have the final answer. Now we have the conditions. So when s equal to number 0, y equals to number 0. So we have like this. If we put number 0 on here, we have e to the power of number 0, we have number 1. This one we have number 1. So we have c number 1 plus c number 2. This one you got number 0. And now we put 1 over 2 go to the left, and we have negative 1 over 2 equals to c number 1 plus c number 2. And now we need to do first the derivative of this one. And we have c number 1, number 2, e to the power of 2s. And we have c number 2, e to the power of s. This one we have like this. This one that is about the constant. So you got number 0. And now I will put this one gone here. So I will put negative number 1 go to the left. And now we create the system of equations. So we have c number 1 plus c number 2 equals to negative 1 over 2. And this one we have 2c number 1 plus c number 2 equals to number 1. And now we need to find the solutions of c number 1 and c number 2. And now we have c number 1 equals to 3 over 2. And c number 2 equals to negative number 2. Now we put c number 1 and c number 2 go back in here. This is the end. Thank you for watching.